comes first. News Channel 8 at 11 starts now.
The top U.S. commander in Iraq says he shares the nation's frustration over the war, but he says it's too soon to schedule additional troop withdrawals.
There has been significant but uneven security progress in Iraq.
U.S. Iraq Commander General David Petraeus told senators that 5 years into the war, 1 year into the surge, his plan is working. Still, despite the drop in violence, Iraqi forces lost the battle for Basra. Petraeus wants a pause in U.S. pullouts after July. John McCain agrees. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama see it differently.
We still do not see sufficient progress.
You still view al-Qaeda in Iraq as a major threat. They continue to be a significant threat.
They do. Yes, sir.
I think that increased pressure in a measured way, in my mind, and this is where we disagree, includes a timetable for withdrawal. Nobody's asking for a precipitous withdrawal.
Would they lose one of their most... Obama wants to pull out all U.S. forces by the end of next year.
And just hours after the top general in Iraq had his say, one of the nation's biggest humanitarian aid groups broke its silence. Mercy Corps announced today it needs more help to help Iraqi civilians caught in the middle of the war. The night team's Catherine Cook sat down tonight with a Mercy Corps spokesperson. And Catherine, what led to the announcement?
Well, for one, Laurel, necessity. With a spotlight on General Petraeus this week and the upcoming presidential election, Mercy Corps says the U.S. must refocus some of that attention on those caught in the middle of this war.
A snapshot into the lives of Iraqi refugees through the lens of a Mercy Corps camera. For 5 years, the agency has been a humanitarian conduit to millions of Iraqi civilians caught in the crossfire of war, a means of relief through their actions and now their words.
We feel that we don't want to be silent anymore. We want people to talk about the humanitarian needs that we feel are growing. We feel they've gotten worse.
Susan Laarman of the Portland-based aid group says their biggest feeling is concern. She cites an occasion 2 weeks ago when workers provided emergency aid after trouble in Basra.
We don't like to see that. We don't like to have to do that this far along into a program. I mean, we'd like to be phasing out.
But as General David Petraeus testified before Congress on the state of Iraq this week, it became clear there would be no phase out anytime soon, though he did cite what he felt was encouraging news.
Civilian deaths due to violence have been reduced significantly, though more work clearly needs to be done.
Namely, keeping Iraqis in Iraq, or at least their own homes. Since 2006, Mercy Corps says 2.7 million civilians have become refugees, and the number is growing.
You know, we can't begin to recover until people are home. We've seen that in New Orleans. Same thing in Iraq.
Stockpiles of food, a way to fresh water, but no means to an end for these suffering Iraqis. Laarman says in the meantime, Mercy Corps will continue its efforts to restore Iraqis' livelihood through education and jobs, a means of encouragement where there seems to be none.
You know, when we see their hope, it gives us hope.
And to learn more about Mercy Corps and how you can help, visit our website, kgw.com, and click on news links. Joe.
Thank you, Catherine. A key panel.